Alright guys, welcome to a new series for Gran Turismo stuff on this channel. If you guys haven't noticed, I've found my niche, so to speak, when it comes to gaming content on this channel. And Gran Turismo appears to be that, whether it's in the classic form, as you guys saw with GT2 Plus, which just you guys ate up, and I appreciate the support on that. And you know, we're working on other stuff with that behind the scenes here. And as you guys saw, I started a Gran Turismo live Let's Play. If you guys haven't already, go check that out. Subscribe. You know, put your notifications on, and you guys can watch that and hang out with me playing the original Gran Turismo for the first time in my life. You know, as I stated there, you know, Gran Turismo 3 was my first game in the series, and I was, you know, born in '99, so you know, I missed out on the first two games. And by the time I was old enough to, you know, comprehend video games, I guess 3 was already well into its life cycle. 4, I think, was getting ready to launch at that point. And yeah, I mean, I grew up with the original, you know, Gran Turismo 3 and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm very nostalgic when it comes to those games. And it's just a game series I hold in high regard, just like Pokemon. I mean, that's where the ideology of this channel came from, you know, with the naming and all that stuff. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're going to start a new series here in Gran Turismo that I call Racing Modified. It's harking back to the original feature mechanic of Gran Turismo 1 and 2, which of course made a comeback in Gran Turismo 5. Yeah, we're going to be taking a bone stock car, taking it for a couple of laps on a track of my choice, modifying it, and seeing how things go. Now, this car is not going to be on our table today. This is in my 66 Beetle that I call the Beetle RS because it's got, as you can tell by the displacement, it's definitely not a Volkswagen motor. It's the Porsche 3.6 liter engine. It's been built up a little bit. It's got some mods. But yeah, it's a really fun car. Struggled with some like issues with the wheels hitting the fender and the game freaking out. But now it's fixed. So let's pick out a car we're going to do today. I think, honestly, we're going to do the GTR. It's a car that I haven't really given a lot of love in life. I used to love the GTR, but as I've gotten older, I've just, you know, I've never really enjoyed how they drive in racing games. But let's see. Maybe we can find a way to make this one, you know, one that I will enjoy driving around. So this is a bone stock 2017 GTR. Making sure it's bone stock. And yeah, we're going to do some laps real quick with it. I think it's on Sport Hards. We're going to do some laps on a track of my choice here. Let's see. Now, usually for something like this, where I'd be doing time trials and testing things out, I would do either Interlagos or Road Atlanta because I'm, you know, from the area. But let's see. What other good tracks are there? I think, well, Laguna Seca, my board's pretty heavy on that too. Let's see. It'd be a fun track that'd be challenging enough while also working as a good, you know, showcase. I think, honestly, the Dragon Trails Gardens course, I actually really like this track. Seaside's usually my go-to for this, but I actually really like the Gardens course. And it's a perfect length for something like this to test, and it looks like I've already done quite a few laps here, but it's good. It's fine. We'll make things work. So, yeah, I've got my Thrustmaster T300 RS set up and ready to go. Since this car is automatic in real life, there's no support for my TH8S shifter, so you go on this with paddles, and you might hear that. I noticed during the last GT7 video, my paddles were, you know, making plenty of racket. So hopefully you guys like that noise, because I don't know what to do about it, because you know, this headset of mine is very tired and very old. So all right, see what the GTR can do in stock form. So far, I mean, it's got some sharp handling. It's definitely got the stereotypical all-wheel drive pull through when you're on the throttle. I haven't actually done a lap of Gardens in a while, so that'd be a little rocky. Pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Rusty on this track. Ever since I really started giving Seaside all the attention, I stopped really doing laps here. It's a shame, because I've always liked the Gardens layout of this track. Probably could have powered through a little bit better there, but it's fine. Heading down into this corner. I just got through doing the master licenses the last couple of days. And I managed to get all gold on the Master IA to get the Porsche 962C. That's the entire reason I even tried it. Because the rest of them, I didn't really care. I'm debating on going back and doing all golds on the S licenses at some point. If I can just muster the patience for it. Because the Master IA really tested my patience, and it took me hours to do. So I can imagine the Master S is going to be even harder. I hear the S10, the final super license test in the Masters, is extremely difficult. So I'd imagine that, you know, it'll take me quite a while to do it. I do have all the All Bronze awards, at least on all of them. Just, you know, passing it. Didn't really care that much about the other ones. I've already got the LFA, so I didn't need to do that. Of course, I wouldn't be opposed to going back and doing it just so I could get another LFA for an episode on this, because I don't want to tear up mine. I like my LFA how it is. You guys saw in the last video. Alright, a 148 on a stock GTR. Pretty solid time. It's a good looking car. Good old 3 miles out of that. Let's go ahead and start modifying. Alright, so now we're in the tuning shop. We're going full balls to the wall with this car, and we're going to go pick out a livery for it as well. Do the bore up. I think that's what we're going to get this thing close to a 4-liter. It's weird it doesn't show the displacement on this car. But I'm pretty sure once you start boring these up, it gets to the 4-liter mark. We'll come back to the turbo stuff. See if there's anything in the new extreme category. I know it drops performance points, but we're going to raise up the stuff that way. Raise the rigidity. Alright, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and dump these crazy turbos on us. We get about 800 horsepower, so it's fairly fast. That's actually a substantial weight saving, so I'm going to do that as well. Okay, out of the extreme, we're going to do carbon ceramic brakes. Usually I wouldn't do this, and I would opt for the cheaper option on that, but, you know, why not? So we're making almost 900 horsepower out of this car, which is freaking nuts, and we haven't even done, like, everything yet. So I think we're going to pass over 900. Yep, there it is, 900. Almost 1,000 horsepower out of this car. Goodness gracious. Go ahead and upgrade the brake pads as well. Do our suspension upgrade. This car is getting the nice kit right here, and I hate that this car is pretty much going to be set up for track racing when this could easily be a really fast track car, so I may have to get another one of these to do that with. So yeah, I think that's all the major stuff I wanted to get. Let's go check out the showcase to see what kind of liveries are on for offer for this car. Probably want to do a real-life racing livery. Have to see. Honestly, we'll go with this one. I like it. Looks pretty good. That's fine. Stretch that thing out, boys. Pause, that sounds kind of bad. Honestly, not bad. I don't know how I feel about seeing it on the car, but so far I actually kind of like it. It's a very expensive setup, though. Yikes. Alright, let's head back to Gardens and see what she can do. Now that it's been racing modified, it's 812 pp with 965 horsepower, 2,600 pound weight, just under 2,700 pounds. So pretty drastic differences. We're also on racing soft tires, which should really change things up for this car. But let's check a look at the setup first. I'm probably not going to modify this setup, honestly. I'm just going to leave the suspension and stuff as is. Probably bump this up to a 40-60. Try to get it closer to a 50-50 split on the torque, because that's usually how I like to have things. We'll turn on the anti-lag at least, which will bump up our PP a little bit. Did I not do the full control computer? Oops. Is that something I can get a hold of here? Nope. Alright. Take two. We'll come back. Yeah, that changed things a lot, actually. 1,021 horsepower. This car is going to be stupid fast on track. I am honestly kind of scared to see what kind of laps this thing puts down. I mean, it's got more power than the majority of the Group 1 stuff. So, I mean, this should be a very fast car. All right, here we are. So our last run with this car did a 148,884. Let's see what it does now that it's making twice the power. And has a lot more aggressive brakes and aero and tires and all that stuff. Man, this thing's actually scary. I'm having to be extra cautious of my braking points because at this power level, if you're even a smidge late, you're going off. So I have to be on my A game a little bit with this one. Oh, like just like that. Yep. This thing honestly drives fantastically. Excited to see what a clean lap will be like, but we're already going to be significantly ahead of the stock time, just even with going off. But of course, I want to give a fair run to both since I didn't go off in the stock setup. All right. So our goofed lap where I went off was a 131.8. See what we can do now. One thing is, obviously, it's a little bit unfair since I didn't take 2 laps in the stock car, but considering I went off, I think it's only fair to give this car a chance to get a clean lap. I'm a little scared to put the power down. I have to be a little bit careful of my throttle control with this car because while it is all-wheel drive, it will quickly bite back. We're going to second gear here. We'll go all the way down to the first. This thing just rolls. But we don't need to give it a whole lot of brakes there. I went off here during that last lap, but obviously I probably cut it out. Alright, that was way better. Come on, okay. A 128.016, so yeah, definitely a much better lap. Let's go check the replay on that. That looked pretty good. We'll get a better view of the car that way. It's a good looking car, honestly. That livery really pops with this car. It's got a lot behind it too. That single exit exhaust actually looks really good too. Just the way it placed and all that stuff. It's fast. Try to have a decent line with it. A little bit of brake glow action there. Curious what this will do around Atlanta and get on my leaderboard there. It's really honestly a good car. Like I said, I've never been a fan about how GTRs drive in games. They always feel heavy and cumbersome. But that one felt great. I was genuinely impressed with it. Yeah, that was a good drive. So it went to number 4 on my chart, only losing out to the Audi R18, the X2019 competition, and my Dallara SF19 Formula car. So that doesn't tell you how fast that car actually is. That's something, like, I don't know what to tell you. But just for fun, we're going to throw it over to Road Atlanta. We'll see how it does on my leaderboard there. This won't be an every time thing, but this car has kind of given me some hope that it can put down a good lap. So let's see. my Road Atlanta leaderboard. I'll show you guys the top times. So this is my top times. We got the X2014 standard of the 59.9. It's the only time I've ever gone sub 1 minute. Actually, I didn't even know I did a sub 1 minute lap in this game, honestly. LM55 at a 104. This is my newest 919, the one you guys saw in the video. I've had 2 of them in this game. The F1500 TA F1 car did a 105 as well. My SF19 did a 105. My SF23, on the other hand, did a 106. I had a GR10 at one point that did a 106.9. My most recent 962 that I got from clearing the Master IA got a 106. X2019s, these two both did around the 107 mark. The CSO30 did a 108. The RS5 DTM Turbo did a 113. My 992 RS that you guys saw in the last video as well did a 114. Had a couple of other race cars. My 991 GT3 RS that you guys haven't seen on the channel yet did a 115.8. My C8 Stingray did a 116.9. That's my 900 horsepower. That's honestly going to be probably the best competitor to this car. It's going to be the C8 Stingray. If it can beat either of these, if it can get into the top 20, that's what I'd like to see. But my goal here is to set at least a 116.3 to beat the C8 Stingray. So let's see what she can do. So this track's, a home track for me, so that's why there's so many laps here. And it's one of the tracks I know the best. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. I know this track fantastically, so that was kind of a slip up. I never said I was a pro. Okay, I gotta get a feel for it. Knocked me off my game a little bit there. It's a little understeery there. I mean, the exit speeds are comparable to my Group 1 race cars I've ran around here. Obviously, entry speed is where this car struggles in comparison to a Group 1 car, but entry speeds are pretty comparable to my 919. Do I expect this to run anything close to the time my 919 has? Absolutely not. This car, honestly, I think the 116 might be a good shot with this car. I mean, it's very fast. I even have to let off in that corner. Goodness gracious. It's like the front end's lifting off the ground a little bit. I had to really believe in the brakes there, too. I was on them, but I think I got a very late brake there. Not often I have to hit the brakes there, but I could just tell it didn't want to do it. But a 114.4. So it exceeded my expectations, and I think, honestly, there's a lot more to give there. But if I do that, we'll be here all day, me trying to get a hold of this car. And give it a chance. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Where did it line up on the leaderboard? So, 114, I think it's probably going to be P14 under the 911. And that's exactly where it wound up. A 114.4 puts it in competition with my 911. It's only a second off of my RS5 Turbo DTM, which is absurdly fast around here. Especially for, what's effectively a GT car. I think it is the fastest GT race car I've lapped here, and it is actually, it appears. So yeah, I mean, it was a really fast car. So GTR, really impressing, very impressed with it. But I hope you all enjoyed this first episode of the Racing Modified series. We're going to do a lot more of these. I think next time we're going to go with a bit of a Euro car, as that's my specialty. Yeah, we'll start a little leaderboard going on at Dragon's Trail, but for now, this is the top spot. And I honestly don't think this car is going to get beat for a while. I mean, this car is very fast. It's got plenty of power. Obviously, as you guys see, 1,021 horsepower. And yeah, so, well, that said, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned for the GT1 live streams. Go check that out if you want to see me play these games live. See you guys later.